Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is going to be a video reviewing the Rogue SML-1. There's going to be a website on the page right now showing you the price. I think it's around $365. I believe the Spider-Man is around $162 for the pair. I just want to go over a detailed review of this product because I see a lot of reviews on the product. Um, However, I don't think they're really accurate to a point and go into detail enough. So first I want to explain to you the spotter arms. Now these spotter arms right here are 24 inches long. They will be helpful if you fail a lift, such as a squat or the bench press. I believe the other model for the SML-1, they're only 20 inches for the Infinity Rose squat rack. So you gotta keep that in mind. That's why I want to upgrade to the 24 inches and the SML-1 for extra $15 or whatever it is. Because I wasn't sure if 20 inches would be long enough, you know. The 24 inches is definitely long enough. I saw a review online on YouTube that's saying that it may not be long enough if you fail a lift or something like that, because due to the walkout. And I'm going to show you a walkout right now. Get underneath the bar. 1, 2. Down. So it definitely is long enough for the walkout. You don't want to take more than, a 2-step walkout. One, two. One, two, and then get planted. And plus, also people don't realize you're supposed to move the spotter arms. So say if your depth is higher than this, you simply would take this out. And move it to just below what you would squat. So you don't want to all the way down because it's not going to save you, So you want barely above where you're going to squat. Moving on to the J cups. I'll show you that. J cups have a plastic liner in them to protect the knurling on your bar. These are good because you don't want to destroy the knurling on your bar. This is an Ohio Power bar, and it's a very good bar, so you don't want to destroy your knurling on that. Also, the spotter arms also have the plastic on it to protect the knurling. I did fail a couple of lifts to test it out, and they do actually hold up well. The only downside with these spotter arms is that sometimes you see the holes on the bottom right there. They came with a pin. Those pins are optional to go in that hole right there. So you're doing a lot of heavy weight, and it's just more secure. You put those pins in, but however they don't always line up with the holes, because if you put them up or down one, sometimes it doesn't line up, so you can't use the pin. So you have to keep that in mind when I purchase the rack. Let's see what else. Weighs roughly 122 pounds. Weighs roughly 20 pounds more than the Infinity rack, and it's also thicker than the Infinity rack. I believe the Infinity rack was roughly 3/4 the size of this rack, of this these poles and stuff. I believe these are roughly 72 inches tall, so it's perfectly for a low ceiling. I believe this ceiling is roughly 84 to 85 inches tall, so it's definitely an option if you don't have a space for a full-on power rack. It can hold up to 1,000 pounds. So, from the beginner lifters to the most advanced lifters, this will help you, reach those gains and probably be the last squat rack I buy personally. Um, it is heavy duty. Previously I had this rack right here, holds roughly 300 pounds. No spotter arms. Those spotter arms are roughly 8 inches, pointless, basically. But this, I feel more secure, and that's what really my mindset is when I go down for a lift. I don't have a spotter. I'm able to push myself. Really, because I can feel a lift. Other than the other rack over there, I really had to be careful. You know. Let's see what else. It's very stable. I usually I have this on a 4x6 horse stall mats. Get them at Tractor Supply for roughly $40. I just put a 35 and a 35 over on that side. Just keep it more stable. Make sure it doesn't go backwards or anything like that. But before I had it, I didn't really need that because it's the stabilization bar is right there and it weighs 122 pounds. So it's very stable. Roughly it took like 30 to 45 minutes to put this together. It's very self-explanatory. You put those two, the back of it together, and then you stand up the poles and then put them. They attach to the bolts right there, the washers. So this is all a great rack so far. I look forward to using it. Also, the benefits of this rack is, the west side spacing, which is primarily for benching, and see how the holes are, different sizes. There's shorter distance because you want to be able to unrack the weight at a specific height for each individual. So there's a very good benefit of this rack, as opposed to that rack where all the holes are different throughout the whole entire rack. Um, However, for the squat zones, it goes up to 2 inches, and because you don't need as much space to do that. Let's see what else. Yeah, this rack, is worth it. Shipping is gonna add extra $60 or so to the price. Some people say maybe the spotter arms may be too much, because it's like almost half the cost of the rack, but they are worth it. I wouldn't get this rack without the spotter arms. It's kind of pointless, especially if you don't have something to spot you or rubber bumper plates. I just have cast iron, so you don't want to be dropping that stuff. Good height. So if you don't have any of you have any questions, feel free to reach me through the comments or my email address, keithheat3@gmail.com. And once again, be on the lookout for the review on the Ohio Power Bar.